Today we are going to discuss about basic blocks and flow graphs. What is a basic block? Previous topic we discussed about how to write the three address code for a given piece of code fragment. So a basic block is a graphical representation of three address statements. This graphical representation is called a flow graph. Every node in the flow graph is representing some form of computation, and the edges in this flow graph represents the flow of control of the program. So how you form the flow graph is, first we write the three address code for the given piece of code, and we divide the given three address code into different blocks, and every block will form a node of the flow graph. So coming to definition of a basic block, it is a sequence of consecutive statements in which the flow of control enters at the beginning and leaves at the end without halt or possibly of the branching except at the end. So every block will have a set of statements which is going to do some particular task, and the flow of control from one block to another is represented by the edges of the flow graph. Let's take a simple example. So this is a piece of code for a simple block of statements. We have the three address code here. So we have the temporary variables created based on the flow of sequence of statements given in the piece of code. So we have temporary variables T1 to T6, which is computed using the variables A, B. Okay. Now every block is set to be divided into different groups, as I said. So before dividing into the groups, we should know the value of the variable, that is the scope of the variable. If a value of one variable is to be used in another block, so we have to be very cautious in dividing the basic blocks. So a name or a variable name in a basic block is said to be live at a given point if its value is used after that point in the program. That is, if that particular variable is said to be live, okay, it might be used the same block, it might be used in next block also, in the next consecutive block also. As long as the variable is used in the remaining consecutive blocks, we can tell that that particular variable is said to be live. Okay, how to partition the basic block? Okay, so the first statement in every block is called the leader of that block. Okay, so when you go and divide this three address code in different blocks, so how to find the leader? So we first determine the leader. The first statement might be a leader, or any statement, okay, which is the target of a condition statement. Suppose I'm checking for a condition A less than B, go to. So all these go to statements, okay, or the target statement of any condition or unconditioned statement might be a leader. And then another option is any statement that immediately follows a go-to statement or an unconditional statement might also be a leader. So three ways of selecting leader. First way is the first statement might be a leader. Then the statement that is the target, that is the statement that we have for the then condition for a condition statement, true statement for the condition statement might be a leader, or the statement that is after the false condition that we are going to execute for the false condition of any particular conditional or unconditional statement might be a leader. So the three ways of selecting the leader. For each leader, its basic block consists of the leader and all the statements up to the leader of the next basic block. So how you're going to divide, how you're going to partition the three address code in various blocks is, so first you must mark the leaders of the basic blocks, and you form boxes or nodes of the flow graph with the statements including the first leader and the statement before the second leader. Let's take a simple example. So here is a piece of code where we have a set of statements where we have variables production I, and we are just using a do loop statement where we have two statements where you multiply an array with the product variable and increment I. Okay, so let's see. Now let's write a three address code for this particular statement. So already three address code, you write the initial value of the variables outside the do loop. Then before entering the loop, you execute the array by using the size of the integer array is 4. So 4 and I is stored in T1, and you access the array using T2 equal to A of T1. So this is now how to select the basic blocks. or the leader, or how to divide the set of statements into basic blocks is what we are going to see in the next session. Thank you.